Sabrina Domenosky is a online social phenomenon. She's an abundance coach for small businesses, and she's also run the very successful Sexy in 6 Weeks fitness phenomenon, and she's here to share her story of being an entrepreneur today. Welcome, Sabrina.
Thank you so much for having me. That's a big intro. I have a lot to live up to.
So tell us a little bit about how you first stepped into running your own business.
My first business was actually, I think, the age of 5, maybe, and it was selling friendship bracelets. I guess I've always sort of had that, the run my own business, do it my way, my thoughts, my creativity, my ideas. And then, after a few little other ventures, the car washes, the usual kid stuff, the lemonade stand, went into the corporate world, and I thought, oh, this is stifling. This isn't who I am. And so the first business was a fitness business. My childhood best friend, who I sold friendship bracelets with, I called her up and I said, she was a personal trainer at the time. I was in sales, management, corporate world. Called her up and I said, buddy, I have got to get out of this corporate job. I'm going crazy here. I need to start a business, do something, and I love fitness. I love nutrition, the whole health side of things. This is what I'm really passionate about. This is what I love. However, I don't know how to be a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. So I said, what's this business you're doing? What is it? She's like, well, why don't you just buy the place I work at? She's like, the owner was telling me that he's looking at stepping away. Just buy this place. And I thought, okay, would you run it? I love it and I know a lot about it and I do it, but I don't know how to train somebody else. She's like, yeah, because I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to do marketing. I don't know how to run the books. I don't know anything about a business plan. And so that was kind of how the first business came about. I think from that initial conversation, it was about 6 months later, and we had purchased our first fitness studio. Yeah.
So how is it working with a close friend? Because sometimes it can be a bit tricky working with someone that you know really well.
You know what? It was an absolutely amazing thing. Everybody had warned us. Everybody that we knew, all of our gurus and our business mentors, everybody said, this is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. You guys have known each other since the age of 5. You guys are best friends. This is a really bad idea. And we thought, I don't really think it's that bad of an idea, do you? She's like, if it is, then we just get out. Okay. There are definitely challenges. Obviously, the relationship changes. There's pressures that are put on that friendship and that relationship. Holly and I went into it with the mindset of, this is going to be fantastic, and we're going to have so much fun, and it's going to be tough, and we're probably going to cry together, and we're probably going to be angry at points, but we are going to laugh, and we're going to love it, and we're going to come up with brilliant, crazy, creative ideas, and just try them out. And we did. Absolutely brilliant.
So how did you move on from that working relationship and fitness into what you do now?
So we purchased a second gym. So the first gym went really well. Got it to a point where, okay, let's purchase the next one. Things were going great. And I always had this feeling, and I was very honest and upfront about it. That's another thing. So to anybody who's listening to this, to just be honest and completely truthful with a business partner or with anybody who you're working with. And so 2-ish years down the road, I said to Holly, look, I have big visions. I loved running these businesses with you. It was like getting an MBA. Really, it was let's just jump in and let's figure out how to run a business from all angles. So I learned how to personal train. I learned operations, learned finance, learned all that stuff by just having to do it. And she learned things like sales and marketing and stuff from me. So I had said, look, I have this bigger vision and I want to go online and I want to sell stuff online. She's like, this isn't a surprise to me. She's like, it's who you are, and it's what we've kind of always talked about. I started doing some online stuff, just dabbling, like, can I sell an ebook? Can I do personal training online? So at this point, I had learned how to become a personal trainer, certified nutrition, all that stuff. And I thought, well, can I make this big? And can I actually train people online? And so I just started dabbling while still working in those 2 businesses with my partner, and then got to the point where Sexy in 6 Weeks just took off. That was how I figured out how to train people online.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a bit about Sexy in 6 Weeks.
This came about by Facebook. So here's another really good tip. Test test things, test titles, test names. So Sexy in 6 weeks, it was by fluke how this came about. It was 6 weeks to my 31st birthday, and I posted this really stupid picture of myself in a white bikini on Facebook. And I wrote next to it, Sexy in 6 weeks, because it was 6 weeks to my birthday, and this was my challenge to myself. My Facebook page went crazy. And everyone's, what is Sexy in 6 weeks, Sabrina? What is it? How can I do it? I had the plan worked out, the fitness plan, like when I was going to be lifting weights, when I was going to be running, what the nutrition looked like in order to get there. But that was it. And everyone's like, okay, well, can we do it? I was like, and of course, entrepreneur mind goes, holy crap, this is it. This is the online idea. Because I had been dabbling again in the online world for about, I don't know, maybe 6 months, just testing. Again, just throwing names out there, throwing just random stuff out there. This was not a test. This was just a fluke. But this is how it happens. And it's having the awareness that, having your eyes open to these opportunities. And so it became my next business. That first boot camp, so they're all online boot camps. And that first one was just friends from Facebook. So my next post was like, all right, we're doing Sexy in 6 weeks, still not even knowing what Sexy in 6 weeks is. And I say, we're doing Sexy in 6, first 20 people to message in, you'll be the test group. And it's all free, and I just want to see if this works and figure out what it is. 6 weeks goes by, I've posted videos, which I was deathly afraid of doing YouTube videos, but I ended up posting videos, made them private just to the 20 members that had joined. We did online calls, we did some webinars, and after the 6 weeks, I said, look, guys, the only thing that I ask for is send me some before and after pictures if you have any. These pictures are flying in. Everybody's got these great results. They're looking smoking hot. It was absolutely awesome. So then, at that point, you look at it and go, well, now I have proof. Now I have the testimonials. And just because you created this online community of it was a boot camp online, but you still had the luxury of working out at home. And then that's how Sexy in 6 just sort of took off. And then then the book came out and the online program came out, and then I did live boot camps throughout the year. So we did 4 or 5 boot camps a year where just everyone would get together and we would do all new workouts.
So how did that kind of evolve into small business coaching? Because I suppose it's kind of fitness for body, and now you're doing fitness for businesses, I suppose, aren't you? Yeah. Get those flabby paperwork into gear, get your online presence looking sharp.
I like how you can twist that. That's beautiful. So because of Sexy in 6, and because of all the podcasting, all the YouTube videos, all of the marketing that I did for Sexy in 6 was all online marketing. I literally spent $200 on advertising. That was it. And it was all through social media, how I grew this business. And grew it to the point where I was able to travel the world and run Sexy in 6. Because that was my plan. That was what I really wanted to do. I wanted to give my businesses to my partner, which I ended up doing. The business was successful enough that I could just travel all over the world.
Is that why an online business appealed to you? Because you like the idea of kind of being able to kind of, have your own...
It was the freedom. It was the freedom. I just wanted that freedom to work from the beach, to work from a cruise ship.
So you did the boot camps, depending on where you were traveling, you just kind of set up a little webcam and do a video, Thailand, whatever.
Yeah. And I set it up so that the only equipment that was required was equipment that people could travel with. And so just wherever I went, I had to buy dumbbells and one of those big stability balls. So I had a set of dumbbells and stability ball in Asia. I had one in Australia. I had one in the U.S. And I had one in England. What does it cost? It costs next to nothing to buy some dumbbells and a stability ball. So it didn't matter where I was at. Yeah. And if I was somewhere where I didn't have the equipment I needed, then we just filmed a total body workout where it was just body weight, which you can make up 1 million workouts from just body weight exercises. That was really where my investment went, was to figure out the online world, to figure out business in that sense.
Sounds like you've got so many skills from your background in sales and marketing, and then your crazy online fitness stuff where you learnt all about the social media, and then so these skills are what you're now teaching in your Attract More Clients business?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I had always had the vision, so I don't want to say like, oh, I just happened to come across new business ideas and ventures. It always starts for me with a vision. Like, it's always there, and it's I really want to help businesses to do what I've done. 6 months to a year, I had just had that thought of like, wow, I've spent a lot of time and I've done a lot of things wrong in trying to grow businesses, and I have a lot of knowledge around this, and I have a lot of passion and a lot of desire to help other small businesses. And so I held that vision, and then it's almost like, you take the blinders off, and that's kind of what your focus is, and you will see the opportunities that present themselves. So there's a great book. Can I talk about a book? Mm-hmm. There's a great book that completely changed my life, Think and Grow Rich. That started me on a whole different path.
It sounds like you've had quite a textured experience in the business world. How would you define success?
That's a good question. I think for me, success is when you're coming from here, when you're coming from the heart, when you feel like you're aligned with what you're meant to be doing. Because that gives you that feeling of fulfillment, the happiness, the joy, the excited to wake up in the morning, because you know that you're kind of on purpose, that you're living your life on purpose, and you're making a difference. Even if it's the tiniest little bitty difference, you feel aligned.
So Sabrina, tell us about some of the challenges that you've faced.
I would say it's really surround yourself with the right energy, the right information, the right people. Really, whatever it is that you're trying to create, that business that you want to bring into reality, who do you need to help you? What information do you need? Who's going to help you to just believe in yourself? Surround yourself with the environment that will lead to your success. I think that's something that has always been there for me in my life, whether it be mentors, it be networking groups, friends, family. And if the friends and the family aren't aligning, then just leave them out of your business plans. But it's really protect that plan, protect that vision of yours, and only allow the stuff that will help it grow to come into it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us, Sabrina.
Thank you. It's been fabulous.